caliente, fuego, hot, fuego, fuego, it's hot, fuego, it's hot, fuego, hot, fuego, fuego, hot, fuego, caliente, fuego, hot, fuego, fuego, it's hot, fuego, caliente, fuego, hot, fuego, fuego, it's hot, fuego, caliente, fuego, hot, fuego, fuego, it's hot, fuego, it's hot. Bees itching with the ticks, I can teach arithmetics.
All right, everybody, welcome to another edition of the Naked Truth, your political hip hop outlet. I'm Jimmy the Square Guy. I want to talk fly to you, for lie to you. I got my other host here today, Carla, the iClub bottom model, and we have another host in this house today, Shanti.
Hey y'all.
Hey y'all. Hey Shanti. How you doing? You all right?
I'm doing good, yeah. I'm doing good. I was like, oh, me?
Yeah.
Me?
Glad to have you on the set today.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be here. So I'm just excited and ready to see, talk to our guests.
That's good. Yeah, we got some a play called Before I Knew You today. Before I Knew You. Yeah. In fact, that's the play where I do my debut acting in. I was a good cop too. I came in all masculine and awful. A big dude. She had a big old hood. I don't know, it's about a month ago, 2 months ago. It was fun. I still want to be a part of it. Just been so busy.
Yeah.
But,
adulthood.
What?
Adulthood.
Yeah, right.
You know what? You know when you say stuff like that, I think about that song by Junior. Mama used to say, "Don't take your time, your man, don't rush to get over." Yeah, I love that song. Now you're adulthood, then you got time to do nothing. To pay bills.
At all.
Yeah.
Yes. Now they're chasing you.
Yeah. Let's get into our TNT for the day. And Shanti, that's why we just talk about a particular topic or something like that. But what y'all think about the Nipsey Hussle killing? First of all.
First of all, R.I.P. to Nipsey Hussle. I loved his music. I just think it's crazy. Very, very crazy. Especially somebody so close to you. Like he was in videos, he was in pictures, he was pretty much in his circle. And for somebody in his circle to stab his back, that's foul.
It is. It just reminds me to make sure you're leaving a legacy that other people want to follow. You know, something that's positive, because you never really know what your last conversation is going to be. It may be something you can't take back, you know, so you want to make sure that whatever you leave off with can continue on in a positive forward motion. What I've been reading he's been doing, the last efforts that he's been, community efforts, can continue to move forward if someone gets behind him and, you know, continues on in what he was trying to do.
And you have a lot of people that get behind him. Like, now I'm watching commercials on BET where they giving like tributes to him and whatnot. Yeah. And that's the first time I ever seen him actually doing all this like that. Yeah, so. But now you know the guy that allegedly shot him.
Right.
But it's the naked truth. I ain't got to do all that. The man that shot the man, Eric Holden. Eric shot him. You know who his attorney is, huh?
No.
Christopher Dorton. The name don't ring a bell? Y'all may be too young.
I know, no. I want to make sure I get this right, because I'm being recorded. So I don't want to be able to go back and be like, she was wrong.
I'm looking at her.
Tell me.
She say like, she
I'm
knew
waiting.
it was.
I think I know.
Christopher Dorton is one of the prosecutors that was prosecuting O.J. Simpson.
He made him try on the glove
and messed up. And yet, so you know, if that's Eric Holden lawyer now, he out of there. He gonna lose. I'm sorry, Christopher Dorton, but you ain't got no good reputation, home.
Oh, man.
Sorry.
Wow.
Oh.
But there's his attorney. I think they set the man up. Any man and brother. I know I ain't trying to bash brothers and them, but you know he ain't gonna win with him. He ain't gonna win with him, bro. He out.
Well, you know, this is a naked truth, and I'm just gonna play the devil's advocate. I think our society has gotten away from guilty until proven innocent. Like we're so quick to just guilty, and whatever charges apply, we just stick to it, versus hearing it all the way out and putting the punishment accordingly to the crime. Now, this is something that was very heinous. So
you're absolutely right. But actually, according to how the judicial system operates, you are guilty until you proven innocent, because they're going to treat you as such, and society going to assassinate you until you prove your innocence. And even then, it's hard to come back from that.
It is.
Like the guy that got accused of the bombing in Florida one day, the man been exonerated, and still today it's hard for him to get a job. His name keep popping up.
Right. And well, they even did that on, I think it was the first 48. You see the episodes now, and they have the disclaimer at the end, because when they were first coming out with the show, even though these people weren't being charged, their names and faces were still being associated with all of these murders, and it was just hard for them to move on. So even in, you know, some of our reality shows, you know, we take it as like truth instead of just like real life that's playing out. I mean, it could be real life, but it doesn't necessarily mean that everything you see is the absolute truth.
You're right. So, you know, they got video footage of him doing it. Why he did it, we don't know. A lot of people say what happened, but the only two people really know is Nipsey and God.
Right, them two.
Yeah. We're going to move to our next topic. Amazon divorce.
Oh,
He gave her 23% of the company. He could have gave me just 1%. I'll be happy. I'm not tripping. But
he's still feeling in the giving mood, you know?
huh? Yeah, I ain't
I'll send
tripping.
you my information real quick.
I ain't tripping. I don't need 23. Just give me 1. I'm happy.
1%.
1%.
What you gonna do with your 1%? How you gonna make that last?
But first, I'm gonna get out of debt.
Be like, who I owe? I got
I'm
you,
gonna pay-
I got you, and I got you.
I'm gonna pay my Toyota off. Y'all get out of debt if I do anything, and then after that, I'll see what I can do. But you know, I know this is a lot of breakups going on now. Why all these? I know they say divorce rate, as Carla was saying, is greatly different from back then. It was all hush hush. It was something happening in the household. You know, mom and dad stuck it out. It's, you know, but these days it's nothing. Nobody seems like they lasting longer than a year or two.
6
Well,
months.
what you think the problem with this not holding a relationship together these days?
It's our mindset. They had a different mindset back then. The mindset back then was, we're going to make it. Whatever we got to do, if it's rub 2 pennies together. But now, if you got a penny and I got a penny, that ain't enough now. You know, you need to have a bag. You know, I don't. You know what? If I don't got no bag,
that bag's still killing me.
you know, it's a bag mentality. So if you don't have it all the way together, then we can't do anything together. When back then the whole mindset was, let's build and sustain. We forget the building part now.
I think it's more social media. You know, social media is so quick to post everything. You fart and you want to post, like.
It's stupid, but you're right. And they go viral with stuff like that.
Yeah, and it's just like we're really making kids that don't do nothing go viral. And then back to the subject of divorce, and back to the subject of why people don't last long. You see and expect something that you see on social media, and then you go back expecting your girlfriend or boyfriend or whoever to do the exact same thing you're seeing on social media. You're expecting so high of something that you're just starting to build.
Right?
Wait a minute, wait a minute. So you saying that a lot of people are adapting these expectations from social media and are trying to apply to their own relationships and creating conflict and whatnot?
Yes. Why don't you do that? Oh, your friend does this, and I seen your friend do this, so why don't you do that? Oh, you posting all of this, why don't you do that? Okay, so my thing is, on that end, okay, guys hate when their girlfriends go out in booty shorts and sundresses. And
I know where she going with this.
Wait.
you get me, right? But yet you sit there holding hands with your girlfriend, but steady dropping your mouth for the other one. Like that's a conflict right there. And then you go back and like that picture and like this picture.
But you don't want to see your girlfriend in it.
But you don't want your girlfriend to do that.
But his girlfriend probably can't wear that. Some people don't need to. I'm telling y'all the truth. I have seen some women in some things that
it shouldn't be done.
Whoever made that, and they should, when they put it in the department store and say, these type of women do not wear this.
No, you can't do that.
No, you can't do that.
You cannot.
I don't know about, I know y'all are females and y'all see it different, but as a man, I be coming down, especially, I be.
But the same
We
thing
see
for men
it.
though.
We see it the same.
We
We
say
see
the
it.
same. But yesterday, I was at a club. I'm not naming the club, but I was at a club. I seen this man with a big old belly try to put on the tightest little FUBU shirt that he tried to put on. Man, that man looked like he was 6 months pregnant. I wanted to go up to him and rub it just for good luck.
Oh, yeah, no, I agree. I think, but people are doing that across multiple areas. They're trying to compare their right now to somebody's finished product or whatever appears to be happening on social media. That's one part of it. But the other part is mostly our mindset. It's how we're raising our children. Are we raising our children with core values that family is important? Because back then, family was pretty much all you had. And the family also extended to the community. So your neighbor might be like a mother to you. She could correct you. But we've become so individualized, like, don't talk to my kid, don't tell my kid nothing. If you got something to say it to me. Now, I might want to say something to your child. But, so are we really promoting that family aspect? That family mindset? Are we really giving our kids core values? Or are we teaching them to be so independent that they don't need anybody else, or they can't, trust anybody else? Like, what are we instilling in our kids that's then taking it into society?
And I agree with that. In addition to what you said, media, not just social media, radio and TV.
Yeah.
When they're projecting all this, love matters. They don't care who it is. Especially, I used to watch the soap operas a long time ago, and it got to the point where I had to stop watching them because I stopped trusting females. I'm just being honest with you. Every time you look up, she's hugging Kevin but looking at Michael.
Oh my gosh.
And then before you know it, her and Michael together. And Michael's, it's just everybody. It didn't matter on the soap operas. If you was in love with somebody, that's who you were supposed to be with. It didn't care if that was a brother, uncle, dad, or whatever. Especially they young and the restless. So I had to stop watching this.
Well, they was restless. So they done already told you, they done already set you up, they done already warned you, like, they young, so they probably not making good decisions, and they restless, so they gonna be for everybody and everywhere. But and you go and you watch it with expectation.
I'm watching this here, I'm trying.
My point exactly.
So,
expectation, reality.
So when that is being instilled in kids today, and subconsciously they responding to it, they just feel like, okay, if it don't work out, I'll go with somebody else.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I agree.
And here's the parent, she's working 2 or 3 jobs, trying to have, provide something for him so he don't have to go out and the wrong way and obtain it. The little that she is instilling in him is outweighing what social media and society is putting into him. If you don't have that consistent guidance,
it's consistency.
Daily, it's gonna be real difficult.
Well, I have a 16-year-old. And teenage love lasts about as long as, I don't know.
It's gone, I'm sure.
Yes. And I told him, even at 16, I said, well, it's okay. I said, but you may need to raise the standard of being a boyfriend. I said, you may need to raise the standard so that you're not jumping from relationship to relationship, breaking hearts along the way. I said, you don't want to be that kind of man. So if you want to be in these relationships, maybe you need to raise the standards of what is required to be your girlfriend and what is required of somebody calling you their boyfriend. And that way, you can take time to see if you actually even really want to be with somebody.
In addition to that, it has a lot to do with the mom if she's a single mother. Because if she's constantly bringing people into this child's life, and then 6 months later somebody else, subconsciously they're getting in their brain, no relationships last long.
Exactly.
So they'll grow up not holding long-term relationships. Used to having people going in and out of their life. So it's a variety of things.
Just have them come over when they go to bed.
And don't tell them that's Uncle Kevin. Huh?
It's the naked truth. Just have them come. You gotta have company. Just make sure the kids sleep.
I want to go with a daddy on the weekends.
Oh yes, there you go. That every other weekend situation.
Y'all heard that? All right.
Well, keep it.
Keep it on the DL.
PG.
Okay, the number is 832-649-8406, and today's topic is why isn't relationships lasting longer today than it did? I'm gonna just say 10 years ago.
it was 5 years ago.
Oh, 5 years ago, okay.
Yeah.
But let's our guest is here today, man. Let's go start bringing some of them in.
Yes.
The play is called Before I Knew You. And Tanya, I think is the writer of the play. And she is also the lady who gave me my first acting debut. I think I did all right. I sent my scale of 1 to 10, about 2. Yeah, I did all right. The fact that she had a big old husband, I had to wrestle with it. But let's bring Miss Tanya in, the play writer of Before I Knew You. How you doing, Miss Tanya?
Hi, how you doing today?
I'm fine. Come on in. Come on, grab your seat around there.
Hi,
How
how
are
ladies?
you?
Hello. I'm Tanya with Nubian Butterfly Production. Nice to meet you guys.
Shantae.
Shantae, nice to meet you.
And I'm your police.
Yes.
I'm your cop. How you doing?
Hi.
Don't get out of line. I still got my gun and stuff.
Okay.
How you doing?
I'm great. Can Shiloh and Evangeline come
Yeah,
on
sure.
board?
Bring them in. We have to bring the other ones in as we get some room. We're not used to having this many people up here.
Oh, okay.
Y'all surprised today. I know this lady right here. And I think she gonna steal y'all show with that attitude she got. She mean. Y'all didn't see her.
She not mean.
I like her attitude. Y'all watch that show, The Have and Have Nots?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know that it's a lady on there. She's trying to kill her husband and all that stuff. She mean. I mean, she a boss lady.
She ain't killed him yet?
Y'all,
She ain't killed him yet?
Oh man, she had a bomb in the car and everything.
And he still ain't died?
No.
Maybe she ain't that much of a boss then.
She bad. I mean, she got all kinds of goons up on her bill.
I'm just saying, if I blow you up and you ain't died.
Where blew the girlfriend up? He didn't get in the car.
Oh.
Sean.
Oh,
Sean.
that's tough.
That's her.
We have another.
Oh, I thought this was the TV show.
Yeah, I'm saying that's the attitude she had.
Yeah, that's
Okay, I'm just playing. Come on.
because if I'd have been on the show, if I would have been on the show, he really would be dead.
Okay, see, that's what I'm talking about now. That's a boss.
Okay.
I don't hit and miss.
Ooh.
One hit a quitter.
Oh,
And she
man.
wasn't doing it in the play. And you wrote that whole play this time?
Yes.
And you gave up. I don't know how you got found her, but you got the right one for that part. I was watching that play. I was
In the
like,
midst of my writing, I thought of her. I've been knowing her for a little over 10 years.
okay.
So in the midst of me writing the production, I thought of her and her character and her aggressiveness and all that. So that's how Miss Margaret was developed.
And where does the play derive from?
Well, it has some of my truth. It's dealing with domestic violence and word curses. You know, we have to be careful what we say to people and how we say it. That it will develop into something that's not positive. And being a part of a survivor of domestic violence, I feel like I was able to put some of my truth in it to bring it alive.
I watched the interview that you did with, what's her name, Sonya?
Oh, yeah.
Nice, beautiful.
Thank you.
I was kind of jealous too, 'cause I wanted that interview.
Well, you can always call.
I wanted, that was a good interview. I actually have a domestic violence show coming up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
When?
It should be next week.
Next week?
And I would love to have you guys on here.
Okay.
To tell that part of the story.
Okay.
So, what's the play again? Tell the people about the play.
It's called Before I Knew You, and it's Before I Knew You.
And why would you name it that?
Well, it actually came from, I was assigned to write a play for my church, and they was doing a women's conference, it's called Radical Women, Anointed Women. And the scripture came from Jeremiah 29:11, and it talks about before I knew you, basically in the womb. So for me to develop that before I knew you, it was the fact of the daughter that was actually in the womb of Trina that came to life, and she was able to heal her family. So that's where it basically derived from.
Okay. And actually, I was actually thinking that the name came from, the person that you're with now.
Right.
You have gone through a lot. This is what I went through prior to knowing you. And, this is what made me the woman that I am now. That you.
That's a good way of looking at it.
And I never thought about the scripture Jeremiah 29:11. That's beautiful. And when is the play gonna be?
The 25th through the 28th of this month of April. Thursday through Sunday. Thursday's already sold out. We're looking forward for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday to be sold out. We already named and claimed it. So, we excited about it.
Okay. And let's talk to Smith.
Yay.
I know she really happy. I mean, she
I need your lollipop.
and that's what it's for. I got y'all. If y'all thirsty, some got water, juice, soda, all that back there. So y'all hit it up there. If y'all come up here, y'all can be fed for
Yes.
free.
Well, I should have got here a little earlier.
Why did you know who you got?
I didn't know where the food was.
And how you like working with Miss Tanya?
I love it. I love it. She's a phenomenal director. She's gentle, she's kind, she's firm, and then I get to have the ability to work with some great actresses and actors, especially Shy. Shy is my daughter-in-law who I love and I can't stand at the same time. So she's good though.
I almost thought you meant your daughter-in-law in real life.
Yeah, me too.
No.
I'm still.
I knew she your daughter-in-law in the play because I was there, but the way you said it, I thought for real. I'm like,
It's called acting.
Look, I
oh,
noticed.
you got it turned on.
I'm like, ooh, I don't know what
Still got it on.
That's really the naked truth. I was like, I don't know what I signed up for. Because I was like, am I still lost or what? Because I know I'm on the corner.
You wasn't on long range. I'm like, damn, they ain't telling me that, boy.
My face said it all.
And she ain't Shy. Your name is Shy for real?
Yeah, well, Shalonda Claiborne, but I go by Shy.
Okay, she ain't Shy by a long shot. Not the way she playing that play. That's good acting.
Thank you.
But I don't think you acting though. I just think that's but it's not a bad thing. I like the character. It's not a bad thing. But if y'all, and know what? After the show, I'm gonna show you my phone.
We'll show you later. Yeah.
Now,
She did that too good.
I have a question. Now, it's a good piggyback. He said that he feels like it's just you. When you're working with your actors and actresses, how do you get them to step outside of themselves? Because sometimes I know, and I've talked to different writers, that sometimes they're working with the cast and it's too much of them and not enough of the character that you wrote for them to portray. So how do you get them to kind of
Well, sometimes it depends on the artist. I have them to do homework.
Ooh,
They have to read the script and then give me your opinion, who you are and what your character and what you feel, and then allow me to pick your brain to figure out okay, how we gonna work together, because I know my vision. So if I hear your vision, we can collaborate it together. So that's how, well, with Shy and Evangeline, they didn't have to do too much work. I just basically told them what I was looking for and they nailed it.
And have they worked with a lot of other projects with you?
This is her second time, both of them second time really working with me. Yeah.
So where is the show at?
At the Encore Theater.
Oh.
Yeah. Y'all have a flyers I could.
Yeah, I wish you had emails I could put on the screen.
And I wanted to be clearly understood. I am just really acting. I'm just, you said what it takes. Yeah, I'm acting. I wouldn't talk to you like that. I really wouldn't.
This is
I was.
This is good. I'm intrigued. Like, I just want to know more. Like, you already come off as a strong, woman, just naturally.
But the demeanor.
Yeah, and it's a beautiful thing. I don't think strength in a woman is something that has to be kind of glossed over, shooed in current culture. If you're too strong, then you're just too strong. I think there's a grace with strength, and that's what I see. Especially when you smile, you have like a beautiful smile. So I see a grace with the strength, and for you, I see a lot of passion when you talk about your play.
Oh, thank you.
And I'm excited. Now I'm excited because I want to know a little bit more about your writing process.
Oh wow.
I know, yeah, I know. I'm about to pick. Can I pick just for a little bit? Can I pick a little bit more?
Well,
Sure.
it was a journey for me though, because understanding what God wanted. Everything I do is basically Christian based. So I try to not allow it to really display Christian based, because I want to draw a lot, but the word is in it.
Yes.
So the process I took, it was crazy. It was crazy because I don't know how to explain it. It's like when God talks, I write down, and then I go back and put the characters. You know what I'm saying? Like, if he's talking, having a conversation, and then I'll go back and put Trina or Maxwell, or if I'm working on certain things. But it's just the way he talks to me. I wait till he talks.
Now, do you identify personally with any of the characters that you have in your play?
What you mean by that?
Could you look at your playlist and say, oh yeah, she's me?
No.
No?
No.
Okay.
I don't think any of them are me, because my personal experience is worse off what I'm displaying.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So, but the words are powerful. That is me. Because I sit back and say, wow, I wrote that. Wow. And every time a certain part of the play, I never really shared it with anybody. Every time a certain part of the play, it takes me back to that day.
Mm-hmm.
When she says, her best friend says that he almost stabbed me, pushed me, you know, it's just a list of things that actually happened to me. So it takes me back to that particular time, but I'm glad I'm free. You know,
Love it.
once it's some things that she mentioned about the deliverance part in the play that I personally went through, that I'm free, because as I could see it, I could understand my growth. You know, out of the whole process.
Yeah, I think a true evaluation of growth is always like looking back. It's more reflective. Because when you look back, you can see, oh man, these were my triggers then, or these are the places where I settled, and look at me now. I won't even give that a second thought nowadays. So I like that this play gives some reflective moments, even for us, like in the audience. So that's why I said I just wanted to pick a little bit. I got one more pick.
Okay.
Is there any character that was the most difficult to write for?
No.
Okay.
It just flowed.
Okay. I'm done.
Now it was some characters I had to take out of the play.
Okay.
That I felt that it was significant. 2 years ago we did the production, and I actually had moving spirits in the play. When Evangeline, Miss Margaret, actually came into the actual scene, a spirit followed her. I wanted to display the fact of word curses. So how people will speak things into your life, but they deposit things in your home, workplace, wherever you work, you know, wherever you are. So I wanted to visualize that to a point of when every time she carries stuff heavy on her.
Yeah.
So she really too much in care for her daughter-in-law, but she dropped these things in the home. They cause chaos in the home. They cause the husband to trigger, you know, because of the things that she deposit. So that was the vision that I had 2 years ago, because 2 years ago I wrote it for 3 years ago I wrote it for the church. 2 years ago I produced it on my own. Okay. So I thought that was very important to have, to display.
Yeah.
Now this go around, I don't have it like that, because I understood that everybody don't understand that concept.
I like that.
I understood that it was a lot of questions.
Yes.
A lot of unanswered. So when you leave the production, I want you to grab hold, to understand, to be free, be happy. Oh wow, she went through that, but then she came out, but not question about the spirituality. It allowed God to move that into your heart, you know, the spirituality part of the whole play. So this time around, I don't have that.
That's awesome, man. When you said that, I got chills, because you don't really realize why you can't, you know, why we're struggling with depression. And it's a lot of times we haven't really either rid ourselves of the toxicity of our past or the things we're currently experiencing. So when you said that you had different visualizations of the things that we carry, man, if you could see the things you dragging around, all the stuff that's surrounding you, you would see why you can't get a breakthrough. Because there's too much stuff surrounding you. And I like that. It's always a place for certain things.
Right.
In addition to that, I think because when we say things and things don't happen spontaneously, subconsciously we forget the fact that power does lie in the tongue, life and death. You can speak blessings or curses into your life, but we just say anything today, and we see no immediate consequences, and we don't realize the stuff that we put on our back. That if we can actually see it, as you said, we'll be very, very conscious
Right.
about what comes out of our mouth.
Yeah.
But it goes all the way back to our beginning conversation. It's this whole social media right then in your face thing.
Mm-hmm.
We want everything right away, but we don't understand. I was just telling a parent, raising a kid is like farming. You're instilling things and you have to give it time to grow within that person.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're not seeing what you're speaking right away, it doesn't mean that it's not growing to what it's going to be in the harvest season of your time. So if we could see that, then we would have a better concept like, man, I pray for this spouse, a healthier spouse is coming. I didn't spoke it. I'm getting married. I could see that potential coming versus, oh, nobody's going to love me or I'm never going to get free from this. And seeing that too, I think I would rather see the other image versus
I
the
used
negative.
to call it a microwave society.
It is.
Everything we want it instant.
It is.
And I think the more that they're coming up with these, these microwave products, it's robbing us of our patience and our confidence.
Patience.
Yeah.
And I always tell everybody, nothing happens overnight.
Yeah.
But
Everything takes time.
but according to media, they try to show you that it can. And because you got products that can happen so fast, we think that's how life happens sometimes, and it don't. And when it doesn't happen that way, we get discouraged and we try to find a way to bring God's blessings about, rather than being patient, letting God manifest those things in our life.
Yeah. And if I could chime in here, same thing like you were saying, the farmer mentality. You plant the seed, but what does a farmer do? He still have to plow, he still have to water, he still have to fertilize, you still have to, like you say, speak positivity into those things that you want to see, instead of just walking away, come back, well, it's not happening, now we didn't give it up on it. You know? No, you have to go through the process. We always want the promise, not the process. So no, this play is very, very powerful, and it definitely, like she said, talks on domestic violence. You saw the scene where we have a pretty violent encounter and whatnot, and then of course the mother, she complicates it because she only speaks evil and vile things to me, and after a while I begin to believe those things, and my life begins to take a turn for the worse because I start to believe what I've allowed her to put inside me. You know, that's not how God sees me, but because of the things that she said, I start to meditate and ponder on those things. So even in real life, we have to be very careful who we allow to speak in our lives.
That's right.
We have to be careful what we watch and what we see and what we put ourselves around. You know.
And I think Jesus said it so best. He said, "What you put before your eyes, or in your ears, it goes down to your spirit and comes out."
Yeah.
And again, I don't think a lot of parents realize the things that they say to their kids.
Yeah.
And it's bad how they say like one bad apple spoils a whole bunch.
Right.
It's like you see faster results from the negativity than you do the positivity.
Yeah.
So you say something bad to someone, they respond to that instantly.
Yeah.
But you say something positive to them, you seem like it's getting nowhere.
Well, I think that goes back to our original nature. You know, our original nature is that sin aspect, you know. So we're more prone to the negative, you know, than the positive. That's why it takes patience, and you have to have that relationship. So when you encounter people that are speaking things into you, say, no, well, what does my father say?
That's right.
Right.
You know,
That's
you
right.
can turn it off. I've even had to say lately, I do not receive that.
That's right.
No, thank you.
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah.
Not today.
Because the enemy, he's walking, or he's, what the Bible tells us, that he's seeking who he can devour, you know what I'm saying? So he's looking for that weak link. Who's sitting here looking downtrodden? Who is looking like they are depressed? Who is like, it's just like, who's open for me to come and just tear them up? You know what I'm saying? So it's important that you're always looking in the mirror every single day and speaking what you want to see. You know, you want to see yourself prosperous, say, I am prosperous, I am wealthy, I am abundant, I am amazing, I am all these things that you want to see. Don't ever say anything negative to yourself, ever.
But the part that's really important is what people understand is that everything has a belief system.
It does.
It has nothing to do with whether people see it or not. Do you believe it?
There you go.
That's good.
Because the first thing the Lord asks him is, do you believe? He didn't ask you, did you receive?
Yeah.
He said, do you believe?
Yeah. That's
So if you believe that lie I just told you,
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah. That's right.
When that man walk up to you and say, hey girl, I love you and take care of you for the rest of your life, Do you believe that?
No,
Or
I
not?
don't.
Not you, but somebody you know. What I'm saying is, if you don't believe it, you won't do it.
Right.
You looking at him saying, you can't take care of yourself, so I know you ain't gonna take care of me. But some of us look at him and say, you gonna do that for me? You know he lying. So it don't happen until you believe it. Once you believe it, you pretty much got it.
That's just like about faith.
Yeah,
You know,
come on.
believe- have faith.
Do you believe
Do
it?
you believe it?
That's
You
what he
know,
asked. Do you
we
believe
have
it?
to work with the faith. You
Yeah.
know, and trust and believe that God got it.
Yeah.
And even in the process of doing before I knew you, I had to have that faith to know that it's going to come to pass.
Yeah.
Even though the 2 years ago was a learning tool, a learning avenue, that do's and don'ts. Sometimes we make mistakes along the way.
We do.
But in the beautiful thing about it, just to understand the faith walk, understand that you have to believe, you know, even though I don't really see, but I believe that this play is gonna go national wide. Even though I don't see it sometimes, but I believe that it's gonna be sold out. And sometimes we gotta walk through it. But seeing is believing in a sense.
It
You
is.
know, we have to believe it. We have to understand our walk and what our purpose are, and just knowing that, try not to have to doubt. Because if we have the positive, it can move.
But that goes to that great scripture that so many preachers try to interpret. Yeah, seeing is believing, but faith is the substance
Of
of
things
things
hoped
hoped
for.
for.
And
the
the
evidence
things not seen.
of things
not seen.
Not.
Right.
And
So
without
though you
faith-
may not see it,
Yeah.
but if you got that faith,
Okay.
there you go.
Because Abraham believed God.
Yes, he
Yeah.
did.
He didn't see it.
He ain't see it.
He believed
He
it.
But he
believed
ain't
it.
here today to see it.
But you know
the saying is still big.
Well, he had to believe it again too when he told him, hey, you know what, that promise I had you wait all that time for, you know what, I'm gonna need it back.
But
I'm
you
gonna
know,
need it back, and I need you
That
to
too.
trust me
Yeah.
in what I'm gonna do when
Yeah.
I take you up here on
Yeah.
this mountain.
And then-
So he still believed because he
Yeah.
told the servant that was waiting,
Will
we'll be
be
back.
back.
Yeah.
and
We
but
gonna be
God,
back.
God spoke the word. He heard the word and he moved on the word.
Right.
You know,
He believed.
even though he didn't see, he believed it. We heard the move. It's time to do the play.
Boom.
We're gonna keep on moving
That's
because
right.
it's gonna happen. It's gonna manifest.
And on
to
the good part, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. But on the good side of that, you have to understand, he still had to go through what
He
God
did.
told him to go
He
through.
sure did.
Yeah.
He wrapped his son up. He wrapped him up
Yes, he did.
and put him on the pit. He did it. And while he was getting ready to pick up the knife, God
Yeah.
had a ram
Ram
In the bush.
Come on.
in a bush stuck in a thicket.
Yeah.
Right.
Now the ram didn't get
Where
itself
that
up
come
there.
from? Where that
But
come from?
between picking up the knife,
Yeah.
saying, I'm going to do what you told me to do, and God said, you know what? Let me help you, Abraham.
Yeah.
You can stop the sacrifice. I got one over there.
Yeah.
I don't even need your sacrifice.
Yeah.
Now
But
the
God
ended up
wanted to
telling-
see how
yeah,
much you
how
gonna
much
do.
you gonna
How much you gonna push forward?
Wow.
How much you gonna take
believe
it?
in what I say?
Is it what is it a relationship or is it the gift? I think that's really what he wanted to see, because sometimes we blame it on the enemy. Oh, the enemy coming and stirring up things. Well, what if
come on.
what if that's just your process?
Mhm.
And that's why I asked you what was your process writing the play, because we're just gonna see the end result.
Right.
Right.
You know, we're not at rehearsals. We're not with you while you're writing. So I always like to get behind and get into the writer's thoughts. So that way, when I do come to the play, I'm like, man, I'm connecting the dots.
That makes sense.
The number, let me say this, the number is 832-649-8406. We got Miss Tanya in the house with some of the cast members from Before I Knew You Play. That's coming soon to Houston, April 24th,
25th.
25th,
26,
26th,
27,
27th,
28.
and 28th.
25th is sold out.
Okay.
The 25th is sold out.
I might need to
Again,
stand up on the wall.
again, the number is
We still got 3 more days.
832-649-8406. Y'all call in, y'all can talk to Miss Tanya.
I give away 2 tickets.
And she give away some
What?
tickets.
What?
If y'all don't call in, I'm taking these tickets home. Y'all better
I'm about to do it first.
My phone went dead. I'm gonna step out real quick. And I need to go to the restroom real quick.
832, I'll tell you what, 832-649-8406. The third caller gets, we'll give them 1 or 2. We'll give them 2.
Oh.
The third caller gets 2 tickets to the play Before I Knew You. That's here in Houston, the 25th, 26th, 27th, 28th.
You should have went a little higher.
And a third higher.
You should have went higher.
5.
I'm going, you know what?
Number grace.
Grace, or we wanna go grace or perfection? Grace?
7.
7. We going with perfection. The 7th caller.
7.
The 7th. Number 7.
Call.
What's 7 in Spanish?
Siete.
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 Siete. Siete. Caller. Get 2 tickets to the play before I knew you. The number is 832-649-8406. If y'all don't call in here, I'm going. Now.
You want them to do a little skit before the play? I'm gonna go out the way.
Okay.
We got a whole show.
Let me know what you have. Bad. We just gonna stay here. Y'all can stay here.
And here's a little skit that they're gonna do. So here's some of the dialogue of the skit.
Where's my son? Marcus! Marcus!
What are you doing? How are you going to walk up in my house like that? You don't pay not one bill up in here.
My son pays the bills, and that's all that matters up in here.
What do you need, Miss Margaret?
Certainly nothing dealing with you. Now, where is my son?
Well, as you can see, he's not here. Did you call before you drove all the way here?
Well, I've been calling him all day, and he hasn't returned any of my calls, and that's not like him.
Well, I haven't heard from him all day either. But thanks for stopping by. I'll be sure to let him know you're looking for him.
Well. I brought him some meat. Because, see, I know that you don't know how to cook. Because my son said you always eating out.
We may eat out from time to time, but that has more to do with our busy schedules and not so much to do with my cooking skills. And besides, I have cooked for my husband plenty of times, and he's never complained once.
It really doesn't matter. I don't know why my son married a trifling hussy like you.
Oh, wow. Did you just call me a trifling hussy? How dare you disrespect me in my own house? First you say I can't cook, and you have not even had my cooking.
I never will. Because my son say, your food is horrible.
You know what? Why are you always so nasty with your words? And I refuse to believe that Marcus would say anything like that about my cooking. You know, you have never wanted us together from the very beginning and have always tried to drive a wedge between us. But this has got to stop. It's time for you to leave now.
Oh, I was on my way out anyway. But tell my son I came by and to call me.
Lord, give me strength. That is one hateful woman.
Oh my God. Y'all see I'm the worst to be sitting on the edge of my face. Like, what? When she hollered out, I was like, what?
832-649-8406. We giving away 2 tickets to the play before I knew you. 7 callers got 2 tickets.
I got offended like, oh
I know, right? You see what I have to go through?
yeah. I know, I put a piece in the oven yesterday, but that ain't got nothing to do with today on the show. They ain't got nothing to do with today on the show.
Now, do you understand what I meant by her character?
What? I was like, I ain't even gonna stop by Whataburger on my way back. It's all right. I'll put some chicken in.
Right. I gotta step up. You know what I'm saying? I guess. Apparently.
Good Lord.
Yeah.
Man, I guess y'all trying to wait to be the 7th caller. Somebody need to call in and get these tickets. Y'all don't know if the phone ringing or not. I'm not gonna answer it until the 7th caller call up here. 832-649-8406.
And that's the naked truth.
And that's the naked truth. You got 2 tickets to the play before I knew you. They sold out for the 25th. So that's the 26th, 27th, and the 28th.
And they could go on www.
Now, we'll let you get that for around.
Oh, well, I'm gonna be on www, whatever the rest of that is.
Before I knew you play.com.
I'm gonna be in the house. But don't be hollering at me when I get there.
And you know what? It's so
You coming on the last day.
You know what? It's so interesting because when we go through this process, I have a mother-in-law, a real mother-in-law, who loves me and she's so good to me, or she's so respectful toward me. But you know, there are mother-in-laws that have those relationships with their daughter-in-laws, and I'm like, I don't know what that even looks like in real life.
Like it looked just like that. Take my word for it.
Jeez.
Okay, we got a caller coming in.
Truth.
You number one.
Hey, how you doing? Welcome to the Naked Truth. What's your truth? Mr. Anthony Thomas.
Hey, what's going on, man?
Hey, what's going on?
Nothing much, man. Just enjoying the show.
Thank you, man. How you like the dialogue of the little skit that Shy and Mama-in-law put on?
That definitely made me want to go see the show.
Yeah, but say, man.
Come on.
Yeah.
Come on with it.
Come on with it.
If you can't hang up and call back six more times, you got your 2 tickets.
Yes.
Hey, you know, I'm with it. Whatever it takes.
Well, hang up, baby. Call back.
Call back 6 more times, you got them, bro.
Hurry up. Speed down.
Speed up,
Hey,
speed.
guys,
Huh?
salute to everybody that's doing their thing, man. I like what y'all doing, man.
Thank you, man.
Thank you.
Click that like button and share.
Oh, definitely. I already got it.
Okay, appreciate you, man.
Thank
Shout out.
you.
Let
All
them
right.
talk. Shout out. Shout out.
That's good. I
Yeah.
like that. So, why did you bring your husband? I would love to saw y'all do that. I don't do that.
Oh, this is fun of me. How are we gonna do the fun of me here? But
No, just when he walked in and
Yeah.
no, when he walked out with going to get the other stuff from the car.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you know, if that's the way. Listen, I want to give a shout out
What you
Hey.
to.
doing?
2 tickets.
Yeah, you need to show them tickets.
2 tickets.
You giving away too much
You
juice.
know, and shout out to our co-host, Mr. Javon B. Rott. You know, he is an amazing character. He plays my husband, her son-in-law, and he brings a
My son.
We got
son. Yeah.
We got another caller
Yeah.
coming.
Okay, answer the phone.
Hey, I think that's your hub. How you doing, man? Welcome to the Naked Truth. What's your truth?
Baby.
Man, you sound like an R&B artist, baby. I remember that song.
I got it.
She had to fix her hair.
You got her fixing her hair and everything.
Yeah, don't have to come down there to the Naked Truth.
Oh
I want to say that, man, listen, y'all doing a phenomenal job, man. This show is going to be, this show is going to break some change, man. It really, truly will break some change. This is going to set somebody free.
Mm-hmm.
I think that this is going to give some people, man, the courage to be happy to address some things, and I'm telling you. So if you're watching, if you're out there right now, I'm telling you, this is something that you absolutely do not want to miss. You know, y'all were talking about those word curses, right? And I think that, oh man, I'm telling you, I get chills when I think about it, because you gotta protect your perception in God. You really do. You can't just let nobody speak none over your life, man. And I think that this play is the epitome of that. It's going to show you not only what happens, but it's going to show you how to come out of it and overcome it. It's going to show you some friends, man. It's going to be there to support you. I'm telling you, this is going to break some change, man. It's going to break some change. It's going to set some people free.
That's good, man. Say, man, you know, this is your wife?
Yeah, that's Trini way back there. I mean, that's Trini back there.
Which one? Which one right here, Shy?
Uh-huh.
You know I ain't his wife.
I don't know. You might got a young man. You know
That's
that.
that's my son,
Let's
boy.
be clear. In the play,
Oh, we still
in the
talking about
play,
Oh.
he plays my husband. In the play, that's his.
This the guy that
Yes,
arrested.
yes.
Oh, you the
That's
big
that's not
dude.
my
Yeah.
husband. We
Oh.
all thinking it's your man.
Man, I think it's your real.
No, that's our actor. She just mentioned his name.
Was she a really good actress? I was like, that love hit real, man.
Hey,
We hit real, man.
I'm thinking that was your actual wife, because when you call, I mean, she say, ah.
That's what I
I'm in
thought.
play mode. You
That's what
understand?
I mean, she went all the way like, that's my baby. Ooh, let me get myself together. Woo, woo, woo.
She had me fooled. We over there high five. We out here high five. What in the world?
No, but in the play, and this is what it depicts. In the play, we truly are in love. There's some switches and there's some triggers that happen that causes a really strained dynamic in our relationship. But we have great chemistry. Right? So it's I can just appreciate an actor such as Javon that actually brings that out in me. I mean,
I like him. He has a good energy. I like him.
Yeah, he does.
Wait a minute. You got so much energy. He called through the phone, and she was fixing her hair.
She ain't such my
Only mama would be able to pick that up.
Oh God!
So now you
And
sure
she
what
did,
you
and
gonna
she
do?
just spoke his name, and
I
he
did.
called.
I
And he
did,
called.
and he called.
So
I said,
can you
Javon,
imagine
be right.
what
He
happened
called.
Say, man, Look,
I know.
You gotta
like
see
she,
it.
like your acting mom
see
just
it.
said, your energy is so good. Just the mention of your name on the phone, say man, she went ballistic, bro.
Oh, the naked truth.
The naked truth. Hey, look here, we gonna tell like a T.I. is over here, bro. I don't know what y'all. I ain't gonna say all.
You want a second phone.
But I think chemistry is important.
Go ahead.
Man, and that was talking about the research of these characters, man. Listen, it is research. Research goes into it, but it's also catching the vision, right?
Yeah.
When you are standing behind somebody, right? Just as you have a vision for the truth, there's a vision for before I knew you. You got to be able to pray, be in the spirit, man. You got to catch the vision, and so you can only do that when somebody can articulate it well. And I think that Tanya does an awesome and amazing job at articulating her vision, giving you the research, allowing you to pray about it, and then you guys meet on a common ground. You come to a place where your yoke is equal. You know what the expectation is, and you know what you need to deliver. So that's going to be really, really key for anybody to a role, especially like this, because it's not something that's easy, brother. It's not. It's something that takes a toll. It takes prayer and meditation. Because you got to make sure you're right, but you got to make sure you cut it on, and then you got to make sure you cut it off. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Man, we appreciate you, man. And again, I love your energy. I'm glad I met you, and I don't know if I'm out to play or not, but if I'm not, I'm definitely going to show up on the 25th.
You better.
Amen.
Oh, yeah.
Show up in that suit so I can look
I
at
just wanted to
you.
call and show some love. I'm still about to wrap up something else here, but listen, y'all be blessed.
Be on your way to rehearsal.
I'm about to see it. Can I call me out on the radio? I will be there.
All right, man. Thank you, man.
Bye.
Now,
Bye,
we-
bye.
All right.
Bye, son.
832-649-8406. We got 2 tickets to Before I Knew You play.
Nubian Butterfly
The
Production.
Nubian Butterfly Production, written by Miss Tanya. You got Shy, the abused wife. You got the Justification Mom, aka Boss Lady. She a boss for real.
That part.
She is.
She
Yes.
bossing.
Yes.
And you want those some actors as well?
Yeah, this is actually my assistant, Ebony.
I don't want to be.
Well, just step on
Ebony,
in.
come on,
Step on in.
I just
She's a phenomenal assistant. She is basically have my right and my left, my front and my back. So I'm
Here
excited.
she is. Introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Ebony. I am a jack of all trades.
Yes.
And I also have a small part in the play. I played the receptionist.
Oh, you the one at the hospital thing?
Yes, that's
okay.
me.
Okay. Nice to meet you again.
Was paying attention.
Yeah.
A little bit.
And we have a baby girl here. She's not gonna get on, but she actually is Shy's daughter in the play.
And she's so shy. She all up in the corner. She up in the corner like she.
I want her to stand right here so she won't necessarily have to be on camera and just let you guys hear her voice.
Can you come on over here?
Come on over here, baby.
Come on.
You have to be on camera, but sing a little bit for the people.
Again, before we start, it's 832-649-8406.
The chain song.
Just a little
Change me, oh God, and make me more like you. Change me, oh God, wash me through and through. Just create me a clean heart, so that I may worship you.
I am sold. I'm sold.
And we have a lot of singers.
Good job.
And
We might make it up. We might make
so you got them calling in. You see that?
Cause I'm about to go to the restroom.
All right, welcome to the Naked Truth, man. What's your truth?
Go on, Potter. Go call.
Put my own, boy.
Who is this? Let me see who this is.
Who
Hey.
the caller come in?
David Lee. Hey, what's up, man? How you doing?
How y'all doing?
We all right. We up in here promoting Before I Knew You play.
Somebody else calling in.
I like your show, man. I like your show. You're doing good.
Man, if you like it, hit that like button, hit that share button, and subscribe, please.
Yeah. You know I'm support.
Appreciate you, man.
Thank you.
All the way from Dallas, Texas.
All right.
We'll be there soon.
Let me take this next call. Appreciate you, man. All right. Caller, you on the Naked Truth? What's your truth?
Hello?
Hello? Welcome to the Naked Truth. What's your truth?
My truth is I'm trying to get in the competition for them tickets.
Oh man, listen. You number 4. If you call back 3 more times with speed dial, you got it. You better hang up real quick.
Call back. Number 4.
I will call back.
All right.
All right. 832-649-8406. We got 2 tickets to Before I Knew You Played. They sold out for the 25th. That says a lot. The sellout here in Houston, that says a lot.
Yes, it does.
Yeah. The Astros don't even sell out no more. Oh man, it was another one.
That might be. Is that him?
No, it's a new one here.
That's the 5th one.
Yes, the 5th one.
Welcome to the Naked Truth. What's your truth? You the 5th caller.
How many more times I gotta call back?
2 more times.
Hang up, baby. Hurry up, call back. Hurry up, baby.
I like his tenacity.
He ain't playing no game.
He hung up real quick.
Hello, welcome to the Naked Truth. What's your truth?
I'm gonna hang up and call back.
You sick. You never sick. Hang up. Call back, baby. He said, okay, next one.
He ain't playing.
Well, we're the next one in. Oh, we gonna be clapping for him. Come on. Oh,
Let me see. Let me see if I identify the number. That's him. Welcome, sir. You are the winner of 2 tickets to Before I Knew You Played. Right here on the Naked Truth.
I'm gonna walk over there and get them.
He's up in a walk over.
I tell you what, you walk over here and get these tickets. I'm putting you on. I'm gonna show everybody who won these tickets.
Hold on, bye.
He must be in this building. I interview a lot of people in this building.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
His other said he was real comedian, but
Man, y'all, that's what it is. Here you go, man. The winner. I was playing. The winner of the tickets.
Yes.
The winner of the ticket is Vance Care Plus, who does CPR classes in this building.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, let me fall out.
Yeah.
Oh,
you was acting. And guess what? She damn good at it.
I know.
But man, we thank you for watching the show. Thank you for calling in. I know you're going to share. I know you're going to like it. 2 tickets to the show Before I Knew You is here in April 25th. It's sold out 26th, 27th, and 28th. Y'all need to come see it. It's dynamic.
And I'm going to bring some people too, so I'm going to line and buy some more tickets.
Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you.
That's good.
That's it was a Vance Care Plus.
Thank you.
This is Evangeline.
Nice to meet you. I saw the little acting skit.
Yeah.
Who was that singing?
That was David.
Angelic.
Yes, that was it. You called for them tickets.
All right, man. That's that. We got to wind up. That's it, man. But I want to thank y'all for coming. Come on, Tanya. Come close us out. Come close us out, Tanya.
Does it say on there like the okay?
Exactly.
Okay.
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing you.
Yeah, we got to close out. That's it. That hour shot by real fast.
It did.
Yeah. Come on, close out, Miss Tanya. Yeah, that's enough. Okay.
But there you have it. Before I Knew You.
Okay.
I'm so glad you guys enjoy the skit, the singing, just us being here, and our police officer that's going to come and hold it down for us.
Gotcha.
I need you all to go buy your tickets at www.beforeiknewYouPlay.com. We actually have a trailer on that website. Please go check us out. Please share. Please let a friend know to come and be at the show.
Okay, real fast. Shunt, give your information out.
Oh, you can follow me at Shante Gamble. That's SHUNTE, no A. Shante Gamble on Facebook and Instagram. Or you can follow me at Women Empowering Change. So you can look for me there.
And another host, Miss Carla.
Y'all can see me on Sundays. I promote for iClub on Sundays, so y'all are more than welcome to come out, have fun a little bit. Y'all can follow me on Instagram at KARLAA__N. And there you go.
And Miss Shy.
Hey guys, thank you so much. And definitely I'm looking forward to seeing you during the play. You can reach me at Shiloh Entertainment, that's CHILO Entertainment on Facebook, I am Shiloh1B. On Instagram, it's ShilohEntertainment@gmail.com.
And Mama.
Oh, Mama, you can reach me. Oh, my name is Evangeline Gabriel Young, and
sorry.
you can reach me at www.missbangy.com, and my email address is ms.ban459@gmail.com.
And that's our show. I'm Jimmy the Square Guy, the one talk 5T4 lie to you. Remember to play Before I Knew You. It's April 25th, 26th, 27th, 28th. Either be there or you ain't square business. And that's our show.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
That's a wrap.
I want to shake your head again. Thank you so much.
Thank y'all.
Yeah, you got me around that corner. Go on. And then, I know what